What's up, guys? Sub-Zerek here, back for another VOD review. Today, doing another Wasian Iverson PBE VOD review, and this VOD in particular, this was just a crazy game. Not only because Wasian Iverson hit a really cool new augment that I want to talk about that is just absolutely nuts when you can get it, but also because an enemy player hit, a straight up bugged augment, honestly, that creates a hilarious situation. So it was just a whole thing here. You can also see Wasian Iverson working on his new keybind skills, buying units without actually having to click them. He has these keys bound here so that he can pick them up. This is something new that they added on PBE in Unreal, is that you can pick up, you can bind all your shop slots to different keys and pick up units in them. So this is something that I think a lot of high-elo players have been working on. I recently started my new keybind. My idea is ASDF for 1, 2, 3, 4, and then spacebar to buy the fit slot, and then mouse button to roll the shop. It's working for me so far. I've talked to Kai. He has kind of some similar ideas. I think it's gonna be absolutely crazy. What is also absolutely crazy is a gold augment start. It's pretty crazy. It's not that crazy, but the augment that Wasian does get here is going to lead to a crazy scenario. I will say. So we roll here. We see Coven Acolyte, which is a cool new augment. Lets you play towards Coven. I'm actually not the biggest fan of this augment because I think Coven should be better played from more of a win streak spot. But we do see this enemy player here who is already off to a pretty decent start. They hit Gold Destiny into Gilded Steel. Now, this is not allowed in TFT. You are not allowed to use Gold Destiny to get an augment that you wouldn't normally be able to get on 2-1. And obviously getting Gilded Steel on 2-1 is quite problematic because now we have 2 5 costs, or they have 2 5 costs. Certainly we don't on 2-1. So it also looks like I think they got Artifactinate as their charm here. So they can get an artifact onto one of these units to add insult to injury here. They have Draven, who is in a unit that scales up resources across the course of the game. So if you get some extra takedowns, you might get 8 gold, 15 gold to play the game with. So this player is in an insane spot, I will say. That is just actually a BG. Wasian Iverson runs out of time here, and actually, because he's yapping so hard, ends up getting worth the wait in this spot here. So yeah, he actually does not, I believe, field everything in time here, but hey, he gets worth the wait here. It's decent enough. It looks interestingly enough like the Xayah that he got went onto the board here, so maybe he picked worth the wait at the last second. I don't think so, but in any case, it is worth the wait Xayah here. So we're gonna get to play an easy Xayah 3 onto our board. This is interesting because most of the boards, I will say, that play around Xayah are true reroll boards. Normally you're going to play Xayah into some kind of solar reroll board. Also, he is screenshotting this and immediately going to a Discord probably to complain to Riot about this, which is fair. Probably, it's very fun. Look, if you want to get your Gold Destiny into absolutely disgusting augment games, play PBE for the next day, because I would assume that by tomorrow this will be fixed. So we shall see, but it is quite hilarious. But yeah, like normally you would play this into a more like you can reroll this with these type of units, with these Inferno units. You can reroll it with solar units. Because we're worth the wait, we don't actually want to reroll here. So Wasian Iverson has this idea that we're gonna play Vertical Fae here. Fae is the Sugarcraft, the 8-bit of this set, where as you do more damage or healing, you stack up stacks. You get these fairies that gives your board extra stats, and then if you get 4 in, you can actually get the golden fairies, which give you extra econ to play with. So pretty cool. Going into carousel here, we know we were playing for Xayah. She is a attack speed carry, so the Gwinsu's Rage Blade is definitely the best item that we can slam in this spot here, and we are going to pick it up. So all and good. We get to pick this up, and aside from the fact that there is an absolute monster in this game, our spot looks not the worst here. We can make the Gwinsu's Rage Blade. We're looking at like if IE is a reasonable slam here, because we'd love to slam it for the streak, but we wouldn't love to slam it because she is one of these units who like doesn't benefit like an insane amount from IE, but we are going to slam it anyway just because we want to kill some units here. We see this guy with the Fishbones Draven that just, absolutely clears this. They also have a Lux, by the way, an Elderwood Lux, which is just giving them an easy Elderwood board to play around. So It's not bad. They also even have Gilded Steel. Like, Gilded Steel's also giving them their board combat strength. So kind of hilarious, but hey, it's all good. Just a pretty decent setup, but hey, that's TFT. Look, I mean, this will obviously be removed by live, and like I said, very decently likely by tomorrow. So don't go in my chat, in my YouTube comments and be like, I can't believe Riot is alive. I mean, they're obviously isn't intended. Also we rotate into another really strong board here. The Kha'Zix 2-star almost looks like they polymorphed a 2-star 2-cost from their birthday reunion into this 2-star 3-cost Kha'Zix, which is really, really nice for their sake. And the upside for us, for Wage and Iverson in this spot, is we are almost to our Xayah 3. We're going to have it next round. So at least we have that going for us. We have a Xayah 3 that we can play around. And I mean, is it a Draven? No, but it's not the worst. It's better than nothing, and we can be pretty happy with that. But just you wait, Wage and Iverson. You just wait till your next augment, and you'll be a lot happier here. I was looking at Hummingbird here as just a decent combat charm here. He is on a 2 loss, so I don't feel that pressured to take it. On the other hand, it's 1 gold, not the end of the world. But he opts to not take it, just says, who cares about picking up random Hummingbird here. We also have a Xayah 3, and so, like, who are we going to lose to? But, you know, the Draven player that we just fought, the Kha'Zix 2 player that we just fought, very, very unlikely that we're going to lose to any of these other players. So, pretty chill, and we will go into our second augment here, and we see a very crazy new augment called Weight the Worth. First time you 3-star a champion, gain a copy of them each round for the rest of the game. 3-starring the same champion, again, grants additional copies, gain a lesser champ dupe, and a tiny champion dupe. So, for every time you 3-star a champion, you get an extra copy of them throughout the rest of the game. What does this augment have insane synergy with? The augment that we already have, Worth the Wait, because normally it's a little bit awkward. You reach your 3-star and you can't hit another copy. But here, we know that we are going to get a copy every single round, and these augments start to snowball with each other. You spawn more copies in with Worth the Wait. This allows you to get to another 3-star, and every single 3-star gets you closer to more copies. So right now, I believe it still works because we printed Xayah 2, and it makes sense, right? We have 2 Xayahs right now. We should be printing 2 Xayahs this round. This augment is also crazy with Worth the Wait 2-star because you can accelerate really quickly to a 4-star 2-cost, which is usually like a win condition. So definitely something that you should be happy about if you see it. Honestly, I am going to go check on something because it's a really cool edge case scenario that I'm interested in, actually. Okay, so I think you could even cook even further with this. I don't believe this happens this game, but I want to look at how long you can get the polymorph charms. There is, by the way, if you go onto Meta TFT, you can see when every single charm is available, which is really, really helpful. So minor polymorph, the one that turns a 1-cost into a 2-cost, can appear up until 3-4. It's potentially doable if you hit a lot of copies to hit. I think it's probably impossible to hit a 4-star prior to 3-4. So this is going to be a bust, but I do think polymorph here, 2-1 to 4-1 here, if you get to 4-1 here with a 3-star or a 4-star 2-cost, you could theoretically polymorph it into a 4-star 3-cost, which would actually just be giga win the game. So just some interesting stuff. I don't believe this does happen this game from Mr. Iverson, but I wish it did. And we will see it. We will see it at some point, a 4-star 3-cost off of Major Polymorph, if these numbers are correct, which they should be, because it's actually quite reasonable to hit with this combination. I mean, we're getting 2 copies around, right? So we're already here at 4 copies of Xayah here. We're going to be up to 6, up to 9, up to, or 6 to 8 to 9, and then boom, that's another 3-star. The 4-star is not far off. Now, obviously, you'd have to hit your 3-star pretty quickly, and you would need, we already have a couple extra dupes. You'd probably need an extra dupe from Charm, but all I'm saying is it's possible, and it's possible is all I need to hear here. Item-wise, from this spot, I mean, you could go another Gwynsu's Rage Blade. It does look like that is what he is looking at here, double Gwynsu onto the Xayah here. We need to kill this rod some way, right? It's either going to be a double Gwynsu or just like a Crown Guard here, which we can live with. You can see, once again, boom, up to 6 Xayah like we're talking about. 2 Xayahs coming in every single round. But if you'll believe me, if you'll think a little bit ahead, it can get even crazier in this spot, I will say. The Draven player is still 100 streaking, by the way. Who would have thought? This player is playing Coven. I will predict that this player probably bought 4s. At least they saved some HP, so they might actually reach an okay cash. Really need to be reaching the 300 plus cash outs to be happy with Coven, and doesn't look to me like they have enough HP to get there. Man, I will say Barter could have been juicy if we had a 3-star in this spot here. I mean, I guess he technically did have it. He could have low-key bartered this for a ton of gold, but would rather go for the 4-star, right? Because 4-star is, you know, if we sell this, that's 9 copies away from the 4-star. So we're just going to use the tiny dupe here and get to our 3-star, our second 3-star. This is quite important as well that we tiny dupe this round because it accelerates us by 1 round. This means next round, Wait the Worth has seen us hit 2 3-star Zayas, which means it itself is going to print 2 3-star Zayas, which means we're going to be printing a Zaya 2 every single round. Every single time that you use that you hit a 3-star, you get another copy. So now, just 3 rounds from now, we are going to add Zaya 4, which is already pretty good, I will say, and it continues going on from there. So boom, 1 more round and we're at Zaya 4. This is a 4-2 Zaya 4. This is also why I was talking about the possibility of hitting a 4-star on 4-1. Never before would you talk about this, but hey, if we had some extra dupes in this spot, or if we had hit a little bit sooner, you really would need the extra dupes, because if you hit sooner, you'd have to hit like maybe multiple copies in the same shop or something like that, but you would need to accelerate a little bit. All I'm saying is, it's possible. It's possible. But we are, with our Zaya 3, gonna win this fight. It's really nice because stage 4 is normally when your 3-star 4 or your 3-star 1 cost would start to fall off. But a 4-star doesn't really fall off at all this stage. Actually going to be quite strong. We are going to look for an artifact for Zaya. They did actually just buff up the Wit's End damage. I feel like it would just be RFC for the, I guess I could see Wit's End here. Wit's End tends to be more of it tended in the past to be more of a tank item, but they have buffed up its damage a little bit. So looks like we are just gonna go for the Wit's End here. Honestly, the player combats is not bad onto Draven, and we're actually just gonna throw that there and then complete the red buff onto Zaya. So Zaya doing a little bit of a set 17 Zaya cosplay, even though she doesn't actually hit. She's very single target. She's not as good of a red buff holder as old Zaya was, but hey, it's something. Now we're gonna go into 4-3 here. Remember what we talked about, every 3-star accelerates you by another unit. So check this out. We're printing now 4 Zayas per round. That means in 2 rounds, we're at 8 Zayas. In 3 rounds, we're at another Zaya 3, which is then going to mean we're going to start printing 5 Zayas per round. So you can use this one as just an insane econ augment. And we are going to move the red buff and the Wit's End over. This makes a lot of sense. Just, you know, put the artifact on your 4-star unit. Tends to be a good idea in general in TFT. So that makes a lot of sense. But you can use this as a crazy econ augment in this spot here, in that we're just accelerating very, very quickly to more copies. Or you can do something else entirely, which is what Wajan Iverson is going to do this game, as we will see. We need some tank items. We need some. We could also. I mean, we have heal cut done already, so yeah, I do think just a chain vest here looks quite good. Can make a crown guard. Can make a vow. Can just be done with some tank items here. But you can see, boom, we make the crown guard here. Better. I like this because the rod is less valuable than the tier. The tier can be vow. It can be redemption. Those are the main ones. Adaptive are the 3 ones it can really be. Whereas rod can really only be crown guard in this position. So I like this slam a lot. And Zaya 4 is going to continue to do work here, farm up boards, and next round, we're hitting another Zaya 3, and like we have talked about, we are then going to get another copy per round of Zaya. So boom, there it is. I will say it actually looks like it bugged out there because we only needed 2 more copies to reach Zaya 3. It actually looks like it bugged out there because we had a full bench. It didn't actually provide us the rest of the copies, which is kind of a bummer because we should actually have a few extra copies. It should have printed still 4 more copies that round. So I believe we should have 2 extra copies here, but I don't believe it did print correctly here. In any case, we're on a 10 streak here with the Zaya. We're rotating into a very strong board from Silencer, but not strong enough to beat our Zaya 4, which is going to farm that board. And now, like we talked about, 5 Zayas per round, which means 2 rounds to print a 3-star. And then once we print that 3-star, we're going to be printing 6 Zayas per round. I mean, this combination is just crazy. I hope they do keep it in the game because it's super, super fun. It is obviously a bit insane, and like I don't know that this should be in the game because it's basically like a 2 augment Exodia combo, but it's pretty fun. It is pretty fun. I'll pick up the charm that allows us to actually get a completed item anvil, which is not bad at all here because we have an embarrassment of wealth in this spot here. And the other thing, oh, and it does look like, oh, okay, so the Zayas actually did go onto the board as a loot orbs. Okay, that's good. That's good. So it looks like we didn't get scammed there. We got our extra Zayas, and we just have an extra 3 sitting on bench here. Okay, good. Good news for us. We are sadly going to lose to the Draven player who just has, I mean, a disgusting amount of items, everything. They also have... I've never seen this before. I don't know if this is intentional or not, but they have like the Giga streaking icon. I don't know if this is like a bug or if that's real, but yeah, you can see them just like super streaking here. Even Shroud gonna go on the front line so that we get some tank items made and also some armor shred on this board. Gonna move the IE over to the Zaya here, or the Guard Breaker over to the Zaya because obviously the IE synergy is good here. We're just gonna tear through this board really, really quickly. And then, would you believe it, next round, we are going to be at, let the top 4 thing play out. Wait for it. More Zayas. Oh, actually, we need one more round. We need one more round before for Zaya 4, sadly. Okay, you're gonna have to wait for it for one more round. So I guess we'll just chill here and on 6-7 HP, be in a pretty good spot here. The 4 Fae, he's also stacking up at this point to try to get to... I mean, honestly, the Golden Faes, I don't think are going to do all that much, but I mean, it's stats onto Zaya, and that's the main way you can get stats onto this Zaya here, so not bad. Rotate into Silencer's board here. This is low-key the weakest that we're going to be for a long time. He does check. We are on the way to our Golden Phase, which... I mean, once again, we don't really need them, but I mean, hey, I mean, you'll take some extra gold here. Why shouldn't you? And he does actually. Okay, so he cashes it this round and gets some gold from the Golden Pixies. Yippee! More gold for Weijin Iverson. Who needs anything else but more gold here? You can take TG here just because we're done with our other backline items, which are going to go onto our second Zaya 4, if you haven't realized already. So we're in a pretty good spot here, and we should take these copies, and boom, there it is, the second Zaya 4 on our board here, and a few extra copies just for good measure. We do definitely want to get this in here, but Weijin's got a lot of stuff going on this round, so I don't think he's going to quite get it in. So we are going to have Zaya 4 sit on bench for one round, and sadly we're going to rotate into this guy's Giga board, level 9, 1,000,000 gold, 1,000,000 components that he's farmed. I mean... Our board's good, but I don't know if it's this. Oh my god, they also have Cyber Uplink just to allow their board to cast even more. It's actually so gross here, but all good here. Printing a lot of Zayas this round. That is the scientific number, is a lot here, and we will now field the double Zaya 4 on this board. Theoretically, with these augments, you can reach enough copies to reach a 5-star Zaya. There's no 5-star in the game of TFT because you've never been able to feasibly print this many copies. It's just literally impossible in every other set prior to this. So Riot has not programmed the logic for 5 stars. I don't really expect them to program it just because I feel like I don't know, but my assumption is that might cause some issue. Like it's a whole new thing that they would have to add a 5th star level on top of that, which is probably not worth the amount of work when you only get it in this exact scenario. But do I think it'd be really cool? Would I like to see a 5-star Zaya? I mean, yes. I mean, that would be really cool if you got enough copies that you could reach 5-star Zaya. So if you can do it, Riot Games, I mean, I would certainly be down. But now it is time for the Giga matchup. Us with 2 Zaya 4s versus this player here who has 100 streak literally the entire game with Draven cashing out extra copies of everything. Weijin Iverson is going to make a very good call in this spot here. And he's going to say, I cannot beat this board even with double Zaya 4s, so I'm going to roll for 3-star 4-cross in this spot here. I have a disgusting amount of gold that exists within all of the Zayas that I have here, just a lot of gold generation here, so that is my out here. I'm going to go for 3-star 4-cross. He's looking for a Mumu and a Felios 3-star in this spot here, so really heads up play by Weijin Iverson, never the player to kind of like give up and say, oh, you know, I can't beat this player, GG's. He is just going to say, I'm going to go for my out here. Might have to sell some of my board next round, which is a little sus, but we can go for it. He's also doing the roll down with his hotkeys, which is so impressive. I tried to do this today, and it has been like melting my brain here. He's going to get some extra gold here, so let's see the roll down, see if he can hit it. He is honestly Not seeing very many good 4-costs. Also has a charm every single shop, which is really, really bad. He will cast the 2 random Wisps, which is broken. Sell the rest of the board here. Trying to pick up the Samumu, but I mean, there's just too much with the charms and everything else to roll this round, especially with all this gold. So we will sadly die this round and go second to the Giga Draven board. So would have loved to see the 4-star win out, but or the 3-star 4-cost win out, but I mean, it's not always meant to be. Still a fantastic game from Wage and Iverson, showing off this new Augment and just everything. This was just such a fun game. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, if you did, please like the video. It helps out the channel a lot. Subscribe down below if you are interested in more set 18 content. Obviously, we post a video a day, and we're going to be doing that all throughout set 18. So go sub if you haven't already. I mean, what are you doing if you're not? Comment down below. What do you think of this Augment combination? What do you think of the fact that Golden Destiny can roll a Augment that should only happen at 4-2 that gives you 5 costs? Probably most people think that that's a silly thing. I also think that's a silly thing. Check out my Twitch down below, where I have been streaming a ton of the new set, doing viewer lobbies if you are interested. And check out my Metafy as well for all of your coaching needs. You hit the ground running in set 18 if you want to, you know, once we get a little bit into PBE, do some coaching to kind of say, hey, maybe you're playing in Project PB and grinding out some lobbies and saying, oh, I'm losing my Project PB lobbies. How can I, you know, win more games? You can check out coaching that. We also do have our group sessions. We just did our first one for this set. It was an absolute blast, covered so much. 2-hour group session, and anyone who subscribes, you get access to all the group sessions VOD. So if you want access to that 2-hour VOD, just subscribe to any of my Metafy groups and you'll get access to that. So that's everything. I will see you guys later. Thanks for watching as always. Bye-bye.